Winning the competition gave me a broad perspective of the automotive industry. I got to compare loads of different cultures, processes, and really the way people did things was massively different across the broad spectrum of automotive companies I got to work for. These people that I got to meet and work with are at the top of the game. So building up a really good rapport and a relationship with all these people I think is fundamental. Key benefit I think is getting the contacts and experience to really broaden your horizons. I think having that scope and those opportunities are unrivaled really. Don't just do a 9 to 5. Put in all the hours you can because these 6 months are life-changing.
So the product I'm introducing today is the turbine-driven generator, or TDG for when you need that snappy chrome acronym to put on the back of your next hybrid models. I got my inspiration from the turbocharger that's currently being used in Formula 1, which has a turbocharger with a motor generator sandwiched in between, and that reduces the turbo lag and increases the power and can regenerate the power from that. There's not that many exhaust heat recovery systems out there. There's one that uses the Rankine cycle. However, there's quite a lot of components compared to the turbine-driven generator, which means it's a bit more heavy and it's bulkier. So then where does it belong in the hybrid market? There are specific architectures that suit it particularly well, like the range-extending or serial hybrids such as the BMW i3.
What's the percentage increase? You know, give me some stats.
With the models and the mathematical models that I've used so far, for a full power curve, we've got the peak efficiency recovery of 52%. So if then assume that we're wasting 50% to the exhaust system, we could theoretically improve the efficiency of that engine by 25%, which is quite a substantial margin.
My idea is to try and get the most out of the tyres of a vehicle. A car that's just going to the shops or something like that, that's just set up for slow cornering, whereas a sports car or a supercar is set up for going around corners very quickly. So the tyres are at different angles and wear differently. If you could have a car that could be set up for both conditions, it would mean you'd have a more usable car in all weather conditions and all driving styles.
The main advantage of my system is that it can be applied to normal road cars as an optional extra or something that could be fitted as a trim level or something like that.
So it starts off with your actuator, which is represented by this part here, then being connected to the upright of the suspension by this pull push rod. The upright of the suspension has a pivot down here which allows the camber angle to be altered, like so.
It basically would constantly keep the contact patch of the tyre in contact with the road rather than having part of it lifted off the road or less pressure on the road.
Yeah. Contactless charging roads will utilise a technology called Charge as you drive and will be constructed across the country on roads called e-motorways.
My idea quite developed. It started with contactless charging and all these avenues have opened up. There's 2 or 3 projects going on currently. They're working on moving vehicles, but it's very in the preliminary stages. I've really just sort of built off their idea and implemented a business plan and sort of how it could potentially be commercially viable.
E-motorways will work on a pay-as-you-drive basis, similar to the automatic toll road tag as seen on European motorways. If the technology has been implemented straight from production, the cars will have an inbuilt feature which will allow users to be automatically billed. E-motorways will be an incredibly attractive infrastructure investment as it provides these sort of predictable and stable cash flows.
If I win, I think it will really help me to understand how an idea moves from being an idea to being sellable as a product.
Each work placement, they put you in a different operation within the organisation, so you could be all the way from manufacturing and the engineering side to the commercial side.
To be able to experience everything over 6 months right at the beginning rather than sort of jumping around over the space of even 20 years, it's an incredible opportunity.
This is the 9th time that I've had the pleasure of announcing the winner of our competition for enterprising young people, the Autocar Courland Next Generation Award. Every year the standard rises. Every year the ideas of these bright young people inspire us all over again. And so to the big decision, ladies and gentlemen. The 2017 winner of the Autocar Courland Next Generation Award is Tom Lingard. Congratulations, Tom.